Hey, old lady, did you see what's on the desk?
What?
Don't play dumb. Go look.
I'm in the middle of something. Can't you just tell me what it is?
Ugh, you're so annoying. Just go look already. It's important.
My eyes must be going bad. Why would something like this? Your dad sent these divorce papers by mail?
Getting divorce papers from your husband while he's away on business. How pathetic. Now we can finally be strangers. Get out already. You're stinking up our luxury condo with your old lady smell.
Hold on. These came through regular mail? Not even certified mail?
Who cares how they came? The point is, they came. Isn't that hilarious?
I don't understand. Did he really sign and seal these himself?
That's what I've been saying. How many times do I have to repeat myself? Are you getting senile or something? The signature is right there.
Really? If this turns out to be forged, it could be a serious issue.
You're so annoying. It's definitely Dad's signature. Because I asked him to do it. I made sure he signed it properly.
What do you mean you asked him? You were involved in this?
Of course I was involved. I told him how unbearable you are. Acting all high and mighty when you're just the help? Did you think you could keep getting away with it?
The help? What are you talking about? I may be your stepmother, but I'm still your mother.
Gross. I've never thought of you as my mother. You don't even know your place, always acting so superior. Who do you think you are?
When have I ever acted superior? Give me one example.
Like the other day, when you scolded me in front of my friends. Do you know how embarrassing that was? They still talk about it. You made me look like a child.
That was because you were blasting music in the middle of the night and disturbing the neighbors. You got 3 noise complaints. And every time your college friends come over, they leave the place a mess. I just asked if you could clean up a little bit.
Are you kidding me? Cleaning is your job. That's literally why Dad married you, to take care of things.
That's not true at all. When did your father ever say that?
What? You expect guests to clean up after themselves? Do you have any manners? I tell everyone they don't need to worry about cleaning up because they're our guests. And you had to ruin everything. You're seriously so gross. This is why nobody likes you.
Listen, if you won't clean up, at least you should do it. This isn't a hotel.
I told you cleaning is your job. Are you deaf or something? This is exactly why nobody can stand you. Oh, that's why I complained to Dad. I told him what a useless person you are. Then I asked him to send divorce papers, just to teach you a lesson. Maybe now you'll learn your place.
Oh, so he really did sign these papers himself. You convinced him to do this?
How many times do I have to say it? You really are slow, just like an old lady. Should I write it in bigger letters so you can read it?
I see. Well, this makes sense. Everything is clear now.
Finally realized your place? Look, if we wanted to, we could kick you out whenever we want. Better start showing some respect, stupid. Though losing our maid would be inconvenient. If you apologize properly, I might forgive you. What's it gonna be? I'm waiting.
What are you even talking about? You seem very confused.
What? Why aren't you begging? Don't you get what's happening?
I can't believe you'd give me such an amazing gift. I'm so happy. Thank you. I'm going to submit these divorce papers right away. This is perfect timing, actually.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean? Did you think I would panic? This isn't how you're supposed to react.
Sorry I couldn't meet your expectations, but this really is wonderful.
Ugh, gross. Acting all tough when I was trying to show you mercy. We don't even need a maid anyway. You're lower than insects. Just wait until Dad gets home. You'll see. Do whatever you want, old hag. You'll regret this.
Oh, I will. Thank you again for the wonderful gift. I'll make good use of it.
Sarah, I heard everything from Madison. We need to talk.
From Madison? Well, this should be interesting. What kind of story did she tell you that would make a husband mail divorce papers to his wife?
Look, I know this seems bad, but you have to understand my position here.
Your position? Please, enlighten me.
I hear you've been taking advantage of me being away on business. Madison tells me you barely do any housework and just lays around all day, and when she tries to say anything about it, you blow up at her. I never thought you'd turn out to be this kind of person. I trusted you to take care of my daughter, and this is how you repay me? What happened to the woman I married?
I see. So that's what you've been told. And based on that, you sent divorce papers? Without even asking my side?
It's not like that. I tried calling you several times.
No, you didn't. Check your call log.
Well, I was going to, but Madison was so upset. You know how sensitive she is.
How convenient.
Yes, Madison and I talked it over, and we figured this was the only way to fix your attitude. Sometimes tough love is necessary. You understand, right?
You and your daughter are both complete idiots. Why did I ever marry someone like you? What was I thinking?
What's with that attitude? Don't tell me you're not even sorry after everything I've done for you.
Of course I'm not. Why would I be?
Listen, if this keeps up, we're really getting divorced. Is that what you want? To throw away everything we built together?
What are you talking about? Don't make me laugh. Everything we built together?
That's right. This isn't a joke. If I can't trust you with Madison, then divorce is definitely on the table here. I thought we were a family.
What? On the table? Getting ahead of yourself. I already submitted the divorce papers. They're being processed as we speak.
What? You can't be serious without even discussing it.
Discuss what? You sent signed divorce papers. I just did what you wanted.
That's not what You weren't supposed to actually... Hold on.
Yes?
Let's talk about this. We can still stop the process. You know that, right?
Why would we do that?
Because we're married. Because we made vows. Don't you remember our wedding day?
The day you tricked me? Yes, I remember it very well.
What do you mean, tricked? I've always been honest with you.
Have you really? That's interesting. Tell me more about your honesty.
Why are you being like this? This isn't the Sarah I know. What happened to you?
Nothing happened to me. I just finally see clearly. Would you like me to tell you what I see?
Hey, Madison, answer your phone. This is important.
What, Dad? I'm hanging out with friends. Can't this wait?
I just heard from Sarah. Did she really submit the divorce papers? Tell me exactly what happened.
Yeah, looks like it. She ran out of here looking way too happy. It was gross.
How did this happen? Why are you so calm about this? We were just supposed to threaten her with divorce, so why did she... What exactly did you say to her?
It can't be helped. I tried to show her mercy. But she went and submitted the papers anyway. It's so annoying. She didn't even beg or anything.
Didn't you try to stop her? This wasn't the plan. You were supposed to scare her.
Why should I? She's been asking for this. Besides, now we can get someone younger to help out. Someone who knows their place.
You! Do you have any idea what you've done?
What's your problem? Why do you keep freaking out? This is what you wanted, right? To teach her a lesson?
What am I supposed to do now? Where are you planning to live starting today? Did you think about that?
Huh? What do you mean? We live here, like always.
This isn't going according to plan. Not at all. Call me right now. We need to figure this out.
Figure what out? Just kick her out. That was the whole point, right?
It's not that simple. Just call me. Now!
What's going on here? Why are you still in the house? Didn't you leave after the divorce? Hello? Answer me!
What are you misunderstanding? I just went out to submit the divorce papers. That's all.
What's that supposed to mean? What business do you have in someone else's house? You need to leave. Now.
Someone else's house? I just came back to my own home. Where else would I go?
This isn't your home anymore. You divorced him, remember? Are you really this stupid?
Take this nonsense chain off the door. You're being ridiculous.
No way! Give me back the keys! You have no right to be here!
Why should I give my house keys to some stranger like you? This is getting ridiculous. Do I really have to explain everything from scratch? This luxury condo is mine. I bought it. The deed is in my name. Would you like to see the paperwork?
No way! So what Dad said was true? Wait, you heard about this already? But that can't be right! There's no way you could afford a place like this. You're just making things up.
I really don't understand why you look down on me so much. What made you think I was poor?
Because you're just a parasite living off Dad's money. If you had your own money, I could have lived more freely. No matter how many times I complained to Dad, he always dodged the subject. Do you know how frustrating that was? He kept saying, "Don't worry about money," but never gave me what I wanted.
I see. So you've been fundamentally misunderstanding everything this whole time.
What? What misunderstanding? Stop being so cryptic. Just say what you mean.
Just so you know, I've never taken a penny from your father. I pay for all my own living expenses and entertainment. Always have.
That's impossible. There's no way. You're just a housewife. Where would you get that kind of money?
Did you ever actually ask about my background, my career, or did you just assume?
What career? You just stay home all day.
I started my own company when I was young and worked like crazy. I sold it later, but I was so caught up in work that before I knew it, I'd gotten older. I kind of regret it now. Because I neglected my love life, I ended up getting fooled by a sketchy man. That would be your father, by the way.
No way. So really? All this time? The condo?
Yes, really. This house isn't your home anymore. Never really was, if we're being honest.
Wait, I didn't mean for this to happen. I just wanted to live more freely without you getting in my way. Can't we talk about this?
Well, good news. You're free now. Go rent an apartment somewhere and enjoy living on your own. Isn't that what you wanted?
I don't want an apartment. How am I supposed to show that off to my college friends? They all think I'm rich.
You're really just obsessed with showing off, aren't you? Is that what all college students are like these days? It's funny how you brag about things that aren't even yours. Oh, by the way, that car you've been joyriding around in? That's mine too. And you won't be driving it anymore. Better start looking up bus schedules.
No! So I have to live within my means now? Wait, this isn't right. You can't do this to me!
Can't do what? Isn't this what you wanted? To be free of me?
Not like this! You're twisting everything!
Am I? I'm just giving you exactly what you asked for. Independence.
I didn't know! I'm sorry! I'll apologize! So please, can we start over?
It's too late for that. I've already submitted the divorce papers. The process has begun.
We can fix that with remarriage, right? That's not uncommon these days. Lots of couples do it. Dad would agree if I asked him.
Absolutely not. Now that I'm finally divorced, remarriage is out of the question. Why would I want to go back to that?
Don't say that. Mom, this is the first time I've called you Please, just listen.
Called me Mom, right? If this was a different situation, it might have been touching. But right now, it just makes me sick. No, wait. It makes me super sick. Did you really think that would work?
I always thought we could be a real family. That even without blood ties, we could be like real mother and daughter. It's not too late, is it? Right, Mom? Let's get along. I'll change. I promise.
I told you it's too late. I don't think of you as my daughter anymore. Actually, I never did. You made sure of that.
No, you're just being cruel, like you always were.
Cruel? Interesting choice of words, coming from you.
What about my friends? What am I supposed to tell them? They all think I'm rich.
That sounds like a personal problem. Maybe try being honest for once. It might be good practice.
You can't do this. I'll tell everyone what you did, how you broke up our family.
Go ahead. Tell them how you convinced your father to send divorce papers. How you celebrated when they arrived. I'm sure that will make a great story.
I hate you. I really hate you.
The feeling is mutual. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to change the locks.
Let's talk this out calmly. We're both adults here.
I am calm. Besides, there's nothing left to discuss. You made your choice.
Don't say that! I don't want our marriage to end like this! We can still fix this!
That's rich coming from someone who mailed me divorce papers. Through regular mail, no less. How thoughtful of you.
Look, you know what happened. I was tricked by Madison. Who would expect their own daughter to lie like that? She manipulated me.
What? You're going to push all the blame onto your daughter to justify yourself? That's low, even for you.
Don't put it like that. Of course I made mistakes too. You know my job. I've always had to travel for work, and I couldn't spend much time with Madison. After her mother died, taking her with me meant constant school transfers, and she was struggling. That's why I married. That's why I needed someone I could trust.
What? Please, finish that sentence. That's why you married me?
No! That's not what I meant! Damn it! You're being way too suspicious. Of course I married you because I love you. That's why I can't accept ending things like this. Try to understand how I feel. I'm losing everything here.
Incredible. You can just spout sweet lies without any hesitation. I fell for that when we got married, but I won't be fooled again. Not anymore.
What are you talking about? I'm speaking from my heart. Are you really okay with getting divorced like this, after everything we've shared?
Of course I'm okay with it. This divorce wasn't just about what happened now. I've been thinking about it for a while. You just made it easier.
Why? What do you mean you've been thinking about it?
Don't why me. I hear you've been having plenty of fun during your business trips, frequenting nightclubs and all that. Care to explain that?
So you hired a private investigator. Why did you have me investigated? Don't you trust me at all?
Of course I did. I'm really inexperienced when it comes to relationships, but I'm not stupid.
Then why hire an investigator? If you had doubts, you could have just asked me. That's what married people do.
Madison's attitude was just too awful. I thought maybe a stepdaughter would see her father's new wife as an enemy, but this felt different. She wasn't just disliking me, she was completely looking down on me. Called me the help, showed zero respect. It didn't add up.
Kids can be difficult. You know teenagers.
When I talked to a friend about it, they suggested maybe you'd poisoned her against me. That maybe you married me just to have someone to take care of your daughter. Think about it. A financially independent woman who's bad at relationships. Perfect target to trick into being a free caretaker. That's why you came at me with all those sweet words, right? All those promises about family and love.
Hold on a minute. You trusted some friend over your own husband? You actually believed that? After everything we've been through?
Don't compare yourself to me. You believed your daughter's lies and sent divorce papers without even talking to me. I told you I trusted you. I hired the investigator to prove your innocence and laugh at my friend's theory. But wow, was I surprised. Every single night, partying it up in sketchy places, while I was at home with your daughter.
But that's not technically adultery. I checked the law. Just going to clubs isn't grounds for divorce.
That's what they say. Just paying for services doesn't count as adultery. The men who made that law must have been really something. But you weren't just going to clubs, were you? You were also meeting girls for money. Want to explain that?
What? What are you talking about? I never did anything like that. You're making wild accusations now.
It's a bit late to deny it. Want to see the evidence?
You're bluffing. Who would do something so pathetic? I have standards.
Oh, really? Would you say the same thing after seeing these photos? Should I send them?
This is that girl I went to a hotel with. She wasn't a professional. It wasn't like that.
Keep going. I'm interested in your explanation.
Oh, right. Now I remember. I got too drunk and excited and picked up a girl. I don't usually do that kind of thing, but I was really hyped up. It was a one-time mistake, that's all.
So you admit to having relations with this girl. Just want to be clear here.
With photos like these, I can't exactly deny it. I can't believe you investigated this so thoroughly. So that's why you were so happy to get the divorce papers and submitted them right away. You were just waiting for an excuse.
Actually, it's a bit more complicated. While paying for dates isn't technically adultery, it could still count depending on the circumstances. But there's another problem here. Want to guess what it is?
Whatever. Fine. You caught me, so there's no point talking anymore. It's over. Bye-bye. Happy now?
What's with that attitude? Suddenly not so sweet anymore?
This is such BS. I did you a favor by marrying you, and this is how you repay me? Following me around, taking pictures? Who does that?
You approached me to have someone take care of your daughter, and you're talking about doing me favors? Really?
That should have been enough. Let's be real, you have zero appeal to men. A dried-up businesswoman who succeeded financially but failed at life. I was being nice even considering marrying you to take care of my daughter. I'm seriously such a kind guy. You should be grateful.
I can't believe this. So this is who you really are. All that charm just washes away the moment you're caught.
Well, I don't need to play nice with an old hag anymore. Women aren't just ugly on the outside when they get old. Their personalities rot, too. At least young girls know how to be sweet, unlike you.
I can't believe this. You're actually proud of yourself, aren't you?
Your delusions are what I can't believe. Did you actually think I could genuinely fall for someone like you? Get over yourself. You were convenient, that's all.
I see. I had no idea it was this bad. Looks like there's no need to hold back anymore. None at all.
Oh yeah? What, you're gonna sue me? Try it. I'm not scared.
Yes, among other things. But not quite how you're thinking.
Do whatever you want. Adultery settlements are, what, a few $100,000? I can pay that easily. You know how much I make. Sure, I can't compete with your money, but I win in every other way. Having someone watch my daughter was more about time than money anyway. I'll just find someone younger next time.
Is that so? Then you understand. This won't hurt me at all. The only one getting hurt is you. Have you really thought this through?
Why are you looking at me like that? Did I do something to make you hate me this much? You're the one who hired investigators. No, I haven't thought about it, though it's pretty disgusting that a woman like you is more successful than me.
That really bothers you, doesn't it? I see. So at your core, you just hate women. That's why you keep playing around with girls, why you tricked me into marriage. You just love controlling women, don't you? It all makes sense now.
Interpret it however you want, though no matter how you look at it, you're still the pathetic one. At least I can still start over.
Will you still say that after you're sued? Are you really so confident?
Like I said, that level of lawsuit won't even scratch me. I make enough to handle it. Is that all you've got?
You're misunderstanding something. When I said I'm suing, I didn't mean through a lawyer. Did you think this was just about money?
Oh. Then who are you planning to sue? Try to be dramatic about it.
The police, of course. They're very interested in some of your activities.
What's going on? Why are the police at my door? What did you do?
Why don't you ask them directly? I'm sure they'd love to talk to you.
I pretended I wasn't home. Did you make up some false charges? Is this how petty you're going to be?
I would never do something like that. That's more your style. Everything I reported is documented.
Then what's this about? Just tell me directly. Stop playing games.
You interrupted me when I tried to explain earlier. Now you want to hear it? Go ahead and ask nicely. I'm waiting.
Stop acting so high and mighty. Fine, explain what's going on. What did you tell them?
You're really something. Whatever, I'll tell you. Remember that girl you were paying to date? The one from the photos? There was a problem. A big one.
What problem? Stop being cryptic.
She was underage. Did you ever think to check? Or did you just not care?
What? No, that's impossible. She said she was in college.
Even if someone claims to be an adult, you'd still get arrested. Which would have been a problem for me, too. Getting divorced because my husband was arrested for being with a minor? Talk about humiliating. But I didn't have much choice. Then your divorce papers arrived. You can't imagine how happy I was. Perfect timing, really.
So, you reported me to the police?
Yes. Did you think I wouldn't?
Why would you do that? We're already divorced. There was no need to go to the police. We could have handled this privately.
That was my original plan. I didn't want anything more to do with you. Was going to let you slink away.
Then why? Why did you have to take it this far?
Because you provoked me, saying things like it wouldn't hurt you. So, how's that working out? Still feeling unhurt? Are you winning in every way now?
You know hiding from the police won't work for long.
You should probably turn yourself in. It might look better for you, though probably not much.
Wait. I get it. I'll apologize for everything, so please call them off.
You must be really panicking. Apologizing to me won't help anything. What you did is a serious crime. I've already given all the information to the police. There's no taking it back.
No! What have you done? If my company finds out about this, my career will be ruined!
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget to mention something?
What? For what? What else did you do?
I should have mentioned. I didn't just tell the police. I informed your company, too. They seemed very concerned about having an employee who preys on minors. Reputation risk, they called it. After that, Madison managed to get a scholarship, but she spent it all trying to maintain her image as a wealthy college student. Unable to pay her tuition and having violated scholarship spending rules, she was forced to drop out. All she has now is massive student loan debt. She went from being a privileged college student living in a luxury condo to an unemployed nobody. Must be quite a blow to her massive ego. Her father's situation isn't any better. Once an elite employee at a major corporation, getting attention from women thanks to his status. Now, after his arrest, he's just another jobless, middle-aged man. Like his daughter, his pride keeps him from taking regular jobs, so they're really struggling. Obviously, this father-daughter duo can't get along, so they spend their days screaming at each other in a tiny, run-down apartment. You might think I'd feel sorry for how far they've fallen, but nope. I made sure to sue for divorce settlement too. Since everything happened while we were married, I won easily in court. Despite his income, he didn't have much savings thanks to his personality and spending on women. But what little he had, I took all of it. What kind of life will those two have from now on? Honestly, I couldn't care less. It's strange, even to me, but I have zero interest in what happens to them.
Hi, Linda. We need to talk about what you did. I've been trying to be patient for years, but this crosses a line. And don't ignore me this time. This is very serious.
Just leave me alone.
No, not this time. I want an actual explanation.
Why should I talk to someone like you? I don't even want to look at you. Stop texting me.
I came home from my business trip and found all my clothes and personal items missing from my room. Everything, even my mother's necklace, the one she gave me on my wedding day.
Oh dear, maybe we had a break-in.
We both know that's not what really happened. The security system shows no alerts, and mysteriously, only my things are gone.
There's such accusations. How dare you blame me without proof? I have checked the security footage. I've seen you going in and out of our room multiple times while I was away. You've been here the whole time, and our security system is top-notch. If someone had broken in, Mike and I would have gotten alerts on our phones. Since we didn't get any alerts, that means no one broke in. What? You've been spying on me? Is that so? How dare you install something like that without my permission?
It wasn't without permission. Mike and I installed it last year after the break-in next door. You were there when we discussed it. It's completely normal to want to protect our home.
Our home? Stop saying that. Don't make me laugh.
Linda, what's going on here? You've never liked me. I get that. But throwing away all my belongings? That's crossing a line. You went way too far.
You want to talk about crossing lines? Living here for 10 years despite clearly not being wanted? That's crossing a line.
So you admit you threw away my things?
Do I really have to spell it out for someone as dense as you?
Yes. Please explain. I want to hear exactly why you did this.
Look, I want you out of this house, and I want you to divorce my son too while you're at it.
I can't believe you're finally saying this out loud, after 10 years of pretending I don't exist.
Oh, so you noticed, yet you still stayed.
I know you don't like me, you never did, but this is beyond dislike. So you're trying to force me out of the house?
Obviously. What else did you expect? Did you think I'd welcome you with open arms forever?
Is this why you've been ignoring me all this time? Every greeting I attempted, every holiday meal I prepared, every gift I gave you?
They were all unwanted. Of course, I thought if I ignored you long enough, you'd eventually leave. I never expected you to be so shameless and stick around for 10 whole years. Who stays somewhere when they're being ignored for 10 years? The nerve of you.
So that's what this was about. I knew you were ignoring me on purpose, but I never thought you'd go this far.
What kind of person are you to stick around knowing that? Normal people would have left years ago.
I actually hoped we could get along eventually. Remember when we first met? You seemed so happy that Mike had finally found someone.
That was before I realized what you really were. A parasite.
That was before you lost your husband, wasn't it?
Don't you dare bring him up.
Everything changed after that. I tried to help you through your grief.
I never asked for your help. I never needed it.
That's not true. You were barely eating and barely leaving your room.
That was none of your business. That was between me and my son.
I understand that now. But why do you want me to divorce Mike? We love each other, and I won't agree to that. Neither will he.
Love? Don't make me laugh. Don't be ridiculous. You're nothing but a parasite leeching off my son. You don't know anything about love.
A parasite? What are you talking about? I have my own career. I work hard at my job and also take care of the house. I'm not dependent on Mike at all. I even cook your meals, though you never eat them.
That's nothing special. My son makes plenty of money. Enough to buy this beautiful house. I can handle the housework. I raised Mike just fine on my own. You're completely unnecessary in this home. Yet here you are, acting like you own the place.
Is that what this is about? You think I'm trying to replace you?
Aren't you? Coming in here, changing everything, moving my furniture, redecorating my son's childhood home. This isn't Mike's childhood home. We bought this house together after we married. Even so, Mike and I love each other. You can't just decide we should get divorced. My son doesn't really care about you. He's been letting me ignore you this whole time, hasn't he? Deep down, he wants you gone too. I'm doing this for my son's sake.
You really believe that? After all these years?
Of course I do. I know my son better than you ever could.
So that's why you threw away my things? To protect Mike from me?
I had to get rid of your space here. I threw everything out while you were on your trip. You can't come back now. This isn't your home anymore.
Including my mother's necklace? The photo albums from our wedding?
All of it. Every trace of you. Gone.
I can't believe this. After everything we've been through.
We haven't been through anything. You've just been an unwanted guest. Overstaying your welcome.
I've tried so hard to be a good daughter-in-law.
I never wanted a daughter-in-law. Just get out of this house right now. And don't show your face here ever again. I never want to see you anymore.
You really want this to end this way?
End? This never even began. You were never part of this family.
I see. I need to talk to Mike about this.
Go ahead. He'll choose his mother. He always has.
Mike, you got a minute? I need to talk to you.
Yeah, what's up?
How was your business trip? Are you back now?
I just got back, actually. The flight was delayed, but I finally made it. Everything okay with you?
No, not really. All my stuff has been thrown away.
What? What do you mean? Like, some of your things?
Everything, Mike. All my clothes, my jewelry, the necklace my mom gave me, even our wedding photos.
Who would do something like that?
Your mother did it. She admitted to throwing everything out herself.
I see. So she finally went that far. I knew something bad was coming, the way she's been acting lately.
You noticed too?
The extra phone calls, asking when you'd be away next. I'm so sorry. I'm ashamed that my own mother would do something like this.
We've talked about this before. You don't need to feel bad about any of this. We shouldn't have moved in with her.
But you were the one who suggested it, after everything that happened with my dad.
I know. I really thought we could help her, like you helped my family.
We discussed that decision together. No one forced us. And honestly, you've been more patient than anyone could expect.
Yeah, so let's handle what comes next exactly like we planned.
You mean?
The mortgage payment cleared last week.
Perfect timing. You're right. Go ahead. Do you want me to come home now?
No, you should stay at the hotel tonight. I'll leave the house for now. I need to take care of some things anyway.
The realtor?
Already called her. She'll be here tomorrow.
Got it. I'm counting on you.
Mike?
Yeah?
Are you sure about this? She's still your mother.
And you're my wife. The wife she's been trying to drive away for 10 years. The wife who still cooked her meals every day, even when she wouldn't eat them.
I just wanted us to be a family.
I know. That's why I love you.
Okay. I'm going to tell her I'm leaving.
Be careful. Text me when you're done.
I will. Linda, I'll be leaving for a while.
Finally! What do you mean, for a while? Don't you dare come back.
Before I go, I have one last question.
Why did you hate me so much? We used to have such nice conversations before we lived together. The moment we moved in, you started ignoring me. That's simple. I did it to protect my family. What do you mean? That's an interesting way to put it. Protecting your family. After I lost my husband, Mike became my only family. I became determined to make sure he would be happy no matter what. That's admirable, but maybe misguided. Once I realized that, I knew I had to get rid of you first. Why? Mike seems happy with me. We've built a good life together. That's just what you want to believe. You fooled yourself all these years. My son works hard, pays your living expenses, and even bought this house. Meanwhile, you won't even give him children and just freeload off him. Don't you feel sorry for him at all? I can't control whether we have children or not. We've been trying. Trust me, I want to have Mike's baby too. I want that more than anything. Anyone can say that. Where's the proof? And about the living expenses, Mike and I split everything. Like I keep telling you, I have my own job. I make good money. Enough! You're just making excuses. I see right through you. This house only needs Mike and me. You're just getting in the way of our family life. I'll find him a better wife myself. Someone who knows their place. Is that what Mike wants? I don't think so. Have you ever asked him? Of course it is. I carried him in my womb and gave birth to him. I understand my son better than anyone. Better than some woman who showed up a decade ago. That's just your imagination. People like you are actually harmful to Mike. You're suffocating him. Excuse me? How dare you say something like that to me, after everything I've sacrificed? Clearly, you don't realize what you're doing. You're not protecting him. You're trying to control him. You're not part of this family anymore, so get out. And don't try to interfere with our family anymore. Are you absolutely sure about this? Are you sure you want me to leave this house? Think carefully. Of course I am. This has been my wish for the past 10 years. Why are you even asking? I see. Understood. Take care then. So this is really goodbye then. Finally, you're gone. Wait, what's going on here? Why are there people measuring the house? What is it? I thought we were done with each other. Trust me, I didn't want to contact you either. But this is an emergency. There are strangers in my house. Oh? What kind of strangers? A real estate agent just showed up saying the house is being sold and I need to move out. They're taking photos of everything. Ah, that. Yes, they need documentation for the listing. So it was you. I knew Mike would never do something like this, so I asked the agent. They said you were the one who started the selling process. What do you think you're doing? How dare you try to sell our house? You have no right. Our house? There seems to be a misunderstanding. This house isn't yours, Linda. It never was. I know that. It's Mike's house. But I'm Mike's mother, so when I say our house, that's what I mean. Stop playing games. That's where you're wrong. Very wrong. What? What are you talking about? This house is mine, not Mike's. I bought it. My name is on all the paperwork. But Mike said he bought the house. He told me himself.
Well, he wasn't exactly wrong. Mike and I have always split our living expenses. When it came to buying the house, we decided to split that too. But since splitting the mortgage would have been complicated paperwork-wise, I agreed to pay the full amount. It was simpler that way.
You're lying. This is some kind of trick.
Check the property records if you don't believe me. In exchange, Mike would cover all our other living expenses. So in a way, Mike did help pay for it. But legally, since I made the mortgage payments, the house is in my name.
That can't be. You're making this up.
I have all the documentation. Would you like to see it?
But you knew I was trying to drive you out, and you still let me. All this time.
Yes, I knew exactly what you were doing.
Then why? Why stay here?
The thing is, for a while, I did try to fix our relationship. I made you breakfast every morning, bought you gifts for every holiday, tried to include you in our lives. But when you kept refusing to even acknowledge me, I gave up. Obviously, I got fed up with it.
Then you should have just left. Why put up with it?
Just leaving would have felt like losing. So, I waited for the right moment.
What moment?
When the mortgage was paid off. I made the final payment last week. Once the mortgage is fully paid, the lien on the house and property gets removed. That's when I could sell it.
Can't you sell a house even with a mortgage? I don't understand.
It's possible sometimes, but there are conditions. The main one being you need to pay off the full mortgage. If you can't pay it off with the sale proceeds, you can't sell. That's why I decided to focus on paying off the mortgage for these 10 years.
You could have moved out and just paid the mortgage. Why stay here and endure me?
You expect me to pay both a mortgage and rent somewhere else? I don't make that kind of money. I'm not made of money.
So you stayed with me this whole time just for this? Just to get revenge?
Yes. If you had shown any sign of changing or trying to get along, I wouldn't have done this. I gave you so many chances, but you never changed, so I went ahead with selling the house.
You think you can get away with this? You're making both me and Mike homeless. And you just said Mike helped you pay for this house. Is this how you repay his kindness?
Don't worry, I already discussed everything with Mike. We've been planning this for a while.
What? No!
Mike knows about this and won't be coming back to this house. We're already looking at new places together.
That's impossible. He wouldn't abandon his mother.
Why don't you ask him yourself? He should be online now.
You're right. Just wait. He'll put a stop to this. Mike, honey, someone's trying to sell our house. Sarah's gone crazy. She's claiming she owns the house.
Yeah, I know. Sarah and I decided this together. We've been planning it for months.
Mike, you can't be serious. So you're really siding with that woman against your own mother?
My wife. Her name is Sarah, and yes, I'm siding with her.
Why? After everything I've done for you? I thought she moved out and you were getting divorced.
Why would we divorce? What made you think that would happen?
Because I threw her things away. I made it impossible for her to stay.
And you thought that would make me choose you? We still trust each other completely. We have for 15 years. Don't try to force a divorce on us.
Is it true that Sarah was paying the mortgage? Tell me she's lying about that.
Yes, it is. Sarah's been working really hard at her job. It's been a huge help. She's actually made more than me these past few years.
Why didn't you tell me? Why let me believe you bought it?
It was Sarah's idea. Since we were splitting everything anyway, she suggested letting you think I was paying for it. Letting me be your perfect son, you know? Though I never really cared about that. I just went along with it to keep the peace.
So you're not coming back home? To your mother?
Of course not. I'm gonna live with Sarah, so you should start looking for a new place. The realtor said you have 60 days.
You two planned this whole thing to trick me. You even let me ignore Sarah all this time. Weren't you on my side?
Are you kidding me? Are you seriously asking me that?
What?
I tried to call you out on your behavior many times, but Sarah always stopped me, saying she'd handle it herself. If it wasn't for her, I would have yelled at you about this years ago. Would have moved out the first time you ignored her at dinner.
But you know what? Sarah was bullying me, too. Yes! She wanted me out of the house and kept harassing me. She was always watching me.
Actually, Sarah's the one who suggested living with you in the first place. Have you forgotten that?
What? No, that can't be right.
She felt bad that you were all alone after Dad died. She's the one who suggested we all live together. I was against it at first.
That can't be true. No daughter-in-law wants to live with her mother-in-law. She must have had ulterior motives.
That's what I thought too. But about 15 years ago, I used to help Sarah's dad with his care.
You did? I don't remember this.
Yeah, he was in poor health. They really should have put him in a facility, but they couldn't afford it, so Sarah's mom was taking care of him. I could see they needed a man's help sometimes, so I spent my days off helping with his care, lifting him, bathing him, everything.
I never knew.
After he passed away, both Sarah and her mom were really grateful. I think that's why she suggested living with you to return the favor. She wanted you to have a family around, like I did for her family.
Oh, I didn't realize.
She tried so hard to get closer to you. Remember all those Sunday dinners she cooked? The birthday parties she planned? The holidays she tried to celebrate with you?
But
you ignored both her and her feelings for 10 years. Do you know how much that hurt her? How much it hurt me to watch?
If you were so hurt, why didn't you say anything?
I did, so many times, but you always brushed it off or changed the subject or started crying about Dad.
Because I was lonely. I needed you.
And Sarah tried to help with that loneliness, but you pushed her away. That's when I really started hating you. So I'm actually happy we'll be living apart.
How dare you say you hate your own mother after everything I sacrificed for you? After raising you alone?
Stop using that as an excuse. You're not raising me anymore. I'm a grown man with my own family.
I am your family.
Sarah is my family too. The family I chose. The family you've been trying to destroy.
I was protecting you.
From what? From someone who loves me? From someone who supported me for 15 years?
She's taking you away from me.
No, Mom. You're pushing me away. You've been doing it for years. Every time you ignored Sarah, every time you made her feel unwelcome, every time you tried to come between us.
Mike, please, don't do this to me.
You did this to yourself when you threw away her things, when you tried to force her out. That was the last straw.
I can change. We can start over.
It's too late. 10 years too late.
You can't mean that.
That's honestly how I feel. Goodbye.
Mike!
Don't contact me for a while. I need space.
So Mike approved of all this too.
Yes, thank you for understanding.
So this is really goodbye then. You've taken everything from me.
There's one more thing we need to discuss.
What now? Haven't you taken enough from me?
Among the things you threw away were some expensive clothes and bags, and irreplaceable items, like my mother's necklace.
So, they're gone now. What's done is done.
I'll be sending you a bill for compensation. I've documented everything.
You're joking? You're trying to get even more money from me? After taking my home?
Don't put it that way. You destroyed my property. I'm just getting compensation for my destroyed property. This is my legal right, and you know it.
You can't prove anything.
Actually, I can. Remember the security cameras? If you refuse to pay, I'm prepared to get a lawyer and take this all the way.
You wouldn't dare.
Try me.
So when you attack, you go all out. You're ruthless.
That's not my intention at all. I was hurt when you started ignoring me, but once I lost all respect for you, I stopped caring. If you're going to ignore me, I just won't talk to you either. I was fine just living happily with Mike, and this could have gone on indefinitely. But then you started throwing away my things and trying to force a divorce, so I had to take stronger measures. I hope you can understand, this is just about protecting my life.
You sound so self-righteous. Like you've done nothing wrong.
Just please pay the compensation. Then we never have to speak again.
Fine, whatever. I have my husband's inheritance and my pension. I can afford to pay that much. Living alone might be fun anyway. I don't need either of you.
I see. Thank you for understanding.
Sarah, do you have a minute?
What is it? I thought we agreed not to contact each other.
I know you said to have Mike contact me instead, but he seems to have blocked my number. I've tried everything.
Ah, I see. Well, that's understandable. He was very clear about needing space.
Could you ask Mike to come visit me? I'll send you my address. Please, it's important.
Why? What's so urgent? What happened to enjoying living alone?
I fell on the street recently and my leg has been hurting. I can barely walk.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That must be difficult.
Life is hard on my own, so I'd like him to help take care of me. I need a family right now.
I'll ask Mike, but I doubt he'll agree. He really doesn't like you anymore. That's why he blocked you. He's been much happier without the stress.
Then maybe you could help. Actually, we could all live together again. I've changed.
What is wrong with you? After everything that happened, you want to live together? Have you lost your mind?
I know I was wrong before. I admit it now. Please, living alone for the rest of my life is just too hard. I'm scared.
This is what happens when you try to drive people away. You didn't expect Mike to leave too, did you? You said you understood his feelings better than anyone, but you were completely wrong.
Maybe you're right. I was wrong about everything. So, about living together again, I could help around the house.
Absolutely not. Besides, we don't have time to take care of you. we're dealing with something more important.
Why not? What could be more important than family?
I'm actually pregnant. Finally.
What? After all these years?
It's considered high risk because of my age, but Mike is being very supportive. We're hoping for a healthy baby. So living with you is completely out of the question.
Taking care of a baby alone will be hard. I could help you, so please don't worry. I could be a real grandmother.
If I need help, I'll ask my mom. We don't need you, and honestly, we don't want you.
You can't be serious. I'm the baby's grandmother.
I am completely serious. It would be terrible for a child's emotional development to live with someone who freely ignores people and tries to drive them out. So we can't live with you. Since Mike has blocked you, I'll be blocking you too. For our child's sake.
Wait, please! Don't take my grandchild away from me!
Goodbye. Linda continued living on her own, managing with regular hospital visits. While her leg eventually healed, her advancing age meant she developed various health issues each year, making it difficult to maintain a comfortable lifestyle. With no one to rely on, she paid for home care services to help her get by. The caregivers say she often talks about wanting to live with us again, but that wish will never be granted. Meanwhile, I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. Mike works harder than ever and absolutely melts around our daughter. After the birth, I quit my job and now spend all my time with our child. Watching our daughter grow up healthy and happy has become my greatest joy in life.